My name is Jason.
My name is Tom.
And this is a comic strip AP of Monster of the Week featuring the story of Robert LaRousse. And when we last saw Robert, he had just met a young woman at the Lombardi school. Both he and this young woman are sneaking around the hallways at night and have sort of teamed up, I guess, to continue searching the school. But the more pressing problem is that there is a big, friendly St. Bernard that needs to be dealt with. And this young woman, whose name you still don't know, she has said, let's just run and get out of here. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds about right, yeah.
I think just sort of following on from the move that we were kind of in the middle of last time, which was kind of getting away from this dog, hiding from this dog, I'm going to let you guys just go ahead and escape. But I think that you, Robert, have dropped something in the hallway. I think it's something that is personal. It doesn't have to be something that can identify you. It just needs to be something personal. And in your haste, you drop it. What do you suppose that is?
The means for escaping is that I have about my person kind of the nuclear option for dealing with a guard dog, which is aniseed, because dogs go crazy for that stuff. But in order to not send dogs immediately crazy all the time, I keep it in a little Kodachrome film canister, which, I unscrew the top, chuck it past the dog goes, "Aah," and runs after
nice.
it. That's fine.
Good.
The reason I don't use it all the time is because it's kind of noisy, but in my haste, I think I would drop the film canister and leave it behind, and that's quite distinctive. It's sort of aluminium and yellow because I didn't have time to paint it black, so yeah, that's left behind.
Have you had it for a long time? Is it something you've used like for years?
I think, yeah, maybe it's something I've used a couple of times at least. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys book it down the hallway, and as you're doing so, this young woman says, after you get like a safe distance away from the dog, you guys kind of like dart down the hallway, go down some stairs into what appears to be sort of a common room. And she's, kind of catching her breath. And she says, "This is so exciting."
I regard her coolly and say, "This used to be all in a day's work for me, but I have to admit I'm a little out of practice."
"So where do we go now, Mr. I didn't catch your name."
"I also did not catch yours, and I think it might be advantageous not to tell each other."
"All right, you want to play it cool, huh? Like plausible deniability."
"You're a smart kid. I'll call you Cynthia. Now, Cynthia, tell me, which way to the headmistress's study?"
"I will call you Pierre."
That's pretty good, actually. I'm okay with that. Anyway, study?
I'm sorry, where are we going?
The headmistress of this school. I presume she has some kind of office or...
Oh, yes. Senora De Luca. Yeah, she's, it's right this way. Just follow me. And she's kind of like taking you through the halls. There are like night lights here and there, so you can kind of get a good sense of what's around, right? They even leave, certain floor lamps and other things like kind of on, so you can kind of get a good look at the place. And you're kind of weaving, up and down hallways and things. What are you doing while you guys are just kind of traversing the halls? Are you keeping your eyes open for things or what?
Yeah, the main thing I am concerned for is the security guard that we saw earlier, and if he has any colleagues. But I'm also aware that this is just my best guess for where I will find out whatever the headmistress of the school was looking for when she spoke to Father Gandossi. So I will also be alert to anything that might be useful or valuable, to coin a phrase, on the way. Anything that stands out that doesn't look like it's normal in a school.
Go ahead and read a bad Sitch.
Wow, 12.
Excellent. So you get to ask. You get to hold 3. Probably just spend them kind of as we go through the halls here. What's the first one?
What's most vulnerable to me?
That's a pretty good question. You are keeping your eyes open for valuables, as you mentioned. I imagine that's somewhat instinctive, right? Something you do just as a matter of course. What kind of cat burglar would you be if you didn't do that? As you are making your way through the halls, you see some things that may be of value, possibly. I mean, there's a lot of like old antique furniture and small little objets like clocks and statues and things like that. But I mean, seriously, anything that a young person hard up for money could easily palm and sell is probably not. Let's just say that there's not likely to be anything really good just laying out in the in the common areas. But you do notice something else that sticks out, and that is you see very quickly, just like real fast, like not even like it's just in your peripheral vision. There is a door, one of several doors along this particular length of hallway, and you see that the door is marked with a symbol that does not look familiar. It's not any language you recognize. It's real brief, and you just pass it, and it looks like just a real simple, plain wooden door with a brass knob, easy to get into.
Yeah, okay, that piques my curiosity. I get Cynthia to stop, and
she says, "What's going on? What?"
That plain-looking door over there with the symbol on it. What's in there?
And you can see there's a little bit of ambient light from a couple of like low-placed night lights in this hall. You can see that her face, she gets a little blanched, a little white, and she says, "Oh, we're not supposed to go in there. That's strictly forbidden. Let's just go. Let's just keep going."
No, really, what's in there?
Look, I don't know. Just can we? And you can see that she's like genuinely nervous. Like she's really, really nervous that you're like focusing on this door that looks like every other door in this hall, if not for that strange symbol, a sort of like multi-pointed geometric symbol, almost branded into the door. She's gotten very, very nervous, scared even. And she says, really, can we just, Pierre, please, can we just go?
You can stay here if you want, but I'm gonna go in. Yeah, this definitely seems like entirely the place I should be going, so I'm going to go in there.
Would you like to spend another one of your hold before you do that?
Yeah, I'll use it for the dangers question.
What dangers are here that you haven't noticed?
Yeah.
As you approach the door, you hear what sounds like a scratching inside, like a strange scratching noise, as if someone had a pair of large, sharp sticks and were just dragging it across the tile floor, like a. And Cynthia doesn't seem to be able to hear it, but you can hear it as you're kind of like putting your ear up to the door.
Yeah.
And then you hear quite distinctly bleating. And I think we'll end it there. Hi, this is Jason from the Gauntlet Gaming Community. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, please consider supporting the Gauntlet on Patreon. Our page can be found at patreon.com/Gauntlet.